And very recently, we saw in Manchester the Chinese Communist government's importation of their transnational repression, where we saw Bob Chan, a peaceful Hong Kong activist, being brutally assaulted by the officials of the Chinese consulate in Manchester. This is really worrisome and it's really worrying, and we ought to speak out against this. We cannot let this die down. And so today it's really very heartening to see a huge turnout here to basically send a strong message to the Chinese embassy here and to the Chinese Communist government in Beijing that these kind of intimidation tactics on the free soil in Britain will never be accepted. There will always be a strong voice to challenge this, unlike in Beijing where there is a no challenge to the views of Xi Jinping. Free Tibet and the Tibetan community in Britain together came out, joint statement on Monday morning, the first thing after we heard the incident which happened last Sunday. And in our joint statement, we very strongly condemned the Chinese assault on a peaceful activist, and that statement was also a message of solidarity on behalf of Free Tibet and the Tibetan community to stand along with our Hong Kong friends. Tibet has been under Chinese occupation for more than 70 years now. Earlier, our Tibetan speaker spoke about how the Chinese Communist Party, the People's Republic of China, occupied Tibet in the 1950s. Since then, Tibet has been under occupation. The Chinese Communist Party and the People's Republic of China has been successful in imprisoning the physical bodies of the Tibetan activists who are raising their voice against the Communist Party, but the People's Republic of China and the Chinese Communist Party has failed miserably in imprisoning the Tibetan spirit, imprisoning the Tibetan voice, imprisoning the free spirit of the Tibetans who still, even after 7 decades of occupation, continue to yearn for liberty and freedom and continue to express their unwavering loyalty to His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama, who is our leader. Tibetans inside Tibet have been resisting the Chinese Communist Party in very innovative ways. I will give you one example. There is something called a Lakar movement, which translates into White Wednesday. Every Wednesday inside Tibet, Tibetans wear Tibetan dress. They speak and write in the Tibetan language. They eat Tibetan food and they support Tibetan businesses. This is basically a resistance against the Chinese Communist Party's sinicization policies, wherein they want to sinicize all walks of the Tibetan way of life. So the Tibetans inside Tibet are resisting by sending a strong message that no, we will not be bogged down with it. So today, whilst we see so many people here with us, there are many joining us in spirits. And the Chinese Communist Party is always skeptical and looks at those cultures and identities which do not conform to the CCP's values. Hence we see the crackdown on Tibetans inside Tibet, on the Uyghurs and other Turkic Muslims in East Turkestan, on our southern Mongolian friends in southern Mongolia, on the Taiwanese, on the Hong Kongers. So it's very important that we all stay together, united, because united we are strong and divided we fall. So we should all continue to build our alliance, because here in the UK, like in other places as well, I believe, all the different groups work together to challenge the Chinese Communist Party. So I think we should all continue to do that. We should all stay united, because together we will be able to defeat the evil that is the Chinese Communist Party. Free Tibet, free Hong Kong, free East Turkestan, and stand with Taiwan, stand with Ukraine. Thank you so much. Thank you.